Skip, I gave him a B minus, but he's gonna have to stop taking so much punishment, Skip. I mean, he hitting the ground. That's a big man to be hitting the ground, and he's trying to take on linebackers, and they're standing him up, and they're just getting hat after hat. They're getting multiple hats on him, and eventually that's going to catch up with him. Yeah. I know he's been banged up, and he's playing through some things, but he found a way. Had another horrible interception again, and they're killing him.
Red zone.
It's the red zone, and it's taking, at minimum, Skip, is taking points off the board. A field goal at least. A couple of times he's thrown interceptions in the end zone.
Yeah, can we see that if we have it there? I think let's go ahead and show what Shannon just brought up, because it's pretty horrendous what he did. And that's 6 out of 7 games he has turned it over in the red zone. That one got popped up in the air. Okay.
Well, he's staring the guy down. I mean, the guy just I think that was he was intended for Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
I mean, he's looking at him the whole way, and the guy
I think he intends like every pass to Stephon Diggs, but go ahead.
But, Skip, the thing is that we just can't look at Josh as his arm as the way he's going to win games. His legs, and like Jen mentioned, the last drive, those 3. Now, the big was set up by that torpedo that he threw to Stephon Diggs. There are very few guys that have the confidence, can throw that ball in there and can get it there with the velocity, but he had to have height to get it over the guys that were in between him and Stephon Diggs. He has a big-time arm. It is always, Skip, that first play, you want to get something to get you going. Like, yeah, okay. Now they're already...
By the way, that had some similarity to the ball that Dak threw that got batted up and picked, right? Yes. Because there's some danger zone going on there. He's got a little stronger arm than Dak, and he just threw a rope, and he trusts Diggs more than Dak probably has the wavelength with CD.
Right. So, Skip, I gave him a C minus. He played well and like I said, he put them in harm's way, took points off the board. But that final drive, you saw why he was the preseason pick to be the MVP, why the Bills were the preseason pick to be the MVP. These injuries are starting to mount up, but when Von Miller went out, Ed Oliver took off. Ed Oliver said, hey, Detroit, y'all remember me? Y'all could have had your boy, but y'all wanted Hawkinson. He went 8, I went 9. True. But this is what you could have had. Yep. Another guy that could put continuous pressure on the quarterback, but you didn't want me, so that's okay. I'm going to make you pay for it today. But, Skip, I thought Josh Allen played well when he needed to. He's going to have to clean those up, Skip. You cannot keep turning the ball over in the red zone and expect good things because they're in one-score games.
Yep.
And a lot of times the one-score games have not worked out in their favor.
Yep. I'm going to give him a C+, and I'll give him the plus only because he did pull it out with that late throw and then 2 late runs. And by the way, can we see those runs? Because to your point, he's their leading rusher by far.
Again.
He's their whole rushing attack. The first one, he bolts and gets
he did get 4, down.
And then this one, he bolts around the right end. And that's the first one. Then the next one, this is student body right, and he gets 9 yards, and that set up the 45-yard field goal. So you needed that to eliminate what would have been a 55-yard field goal, right?
Correct.
And by the way, this was a kicker's game, and I hate kickers' games because they're both up chucking all over the field. But the Badgley kid for Detroit, he's got a 29-yard field goal at the end of the third quarter that's going to cut it to 19-17, and he just hooks it. I mean, what are you doing? It's 29 yards. It's less than an extra point, and that put them in a hole.
Right.
And then
he missed the PAT.
Tyler Bass misses a point, and the extra point, and then here we go. And it went down to that. So my point is that in 3 plays, and it was only like 23 seconds, he set up a field goal.
Yes.
So I got to give him that because that's good. But he constantly tries or has to do way too much. And you want to talk about getting Stephon heavy? He threw him 15 balls yesterday, and before that last rocket catch, he had thrown him 14 balls, and Diggs had only caught 7 for 41. So he's just covered. He's just trying to force balls into him, and that's what happened on the interception in the red zone.
Yeah, 25 of his 42 attempts went to McKenzie and Diggs, 15 targets to Diggs and 10 to Isaiah McKenzie.
Yeah, and so it's not good enough, and now that you got a Von Miller knee issue, not sure how it's going to play out going forward, I don't love them as much as you do. I just think they're vulnerable because he's vulnerable.
Yes, and Skip, I still like him. But when you're in one-score games, you can't turn the ball over as much as what he's turning over.
They haven't been very good in one-score games.
No, they have not.
And yet Tony Romo kept making the point yesterday, he's banged up. Well, duh. I mean, but how could you
Hell,
not
everybody
be banged
banged up this time of year.
I know, but how could you not be when he carries the ball as much? And the way he carries it.
Exactly.
He doesn't slide. He collides.
And then, like I said, they chopped him down like he was a big running back.
They did.
And that's a big man. That's 255 pounds hitting the dirt.
I got it. Whew.
Yep, Josh has that elbow sprain that he's been dealing with since week 9, guys. Hopefully that'll heal up on him. Tough when you're running that much and taking that much of a beating every weekend, though. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Subscribe here to get the very latest from Skip and Shannon. Plus, go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.